for a nice meta MCAN. Look, I'm gonna hit you guys. I'm gonna hit you guys with something real. All right. I'm gonna hit you guys with something real. You know, you guys are out there. You guys are like, look, this is what I got. You know, okay. So it's like, okay, you want to be the best. You want to be good. You know, you want to be the best. Okay, look at me. Look at me. You know, I'm not that good of a player. I'm not. I'm really not that good of a player. And you know, if you want to become the best, let's say you're out there in the chat and you're like, man, I wish I was better. I wish I was, you know, I wish I was Zest. I wish I was Patience. I wish I was, you know, players like that out there. And let me tell you something. You don't become Zest. You don't become these players by copying. All right? You know, it's like, look, if I want to become Zest, I'll never be the best player in the world, right? If I want to become Zest, I'll never be the best player in the world because I'm trying to get to Zest level, right? Zest is already at a level. I'll never be. If I get to his level, I'm still playing catch up. I'm copying him. I won't be him, right? But if you create your own meta, if you say, look, I'm doing this. I know it's not popular, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna create my own. I'm gonna put my own shade on. You know, it's like, well, most people go mass phoenixes into like adepts. So I'm gonna go mass phoenixes into carriers, or I'm gonna go mass phoenixes into, you know, fast colossus versus berserk. It's like, yes, it can be very good to try to chase the top. You know, try to be like this, try to be like, you know, these people. But it's like, look, you know, if you're at a really good level, it's like, I don't want to be Zest. I want to be, you know, I want to be M Canning. I want to be New Plan. I want to be Corsica. I want to be Strat. You know, I want to be me. You know, and it's like, create your own builds. Have fun with it. You know, that's something that, you know, when let's say I'm watching a game of StarCraft. You know, sometimes you know, I get these feelings where it's like, you know, I remember my youth of, you know, Wings of Liberty, and I think back when, and it's like, you know, when I first started playing, I didn't know anything. I didn't know any builds. You know, I watched games, and it was like, you know what, you watch them develop. You see, you know, I can start the game. Shayla TV, a fan of the M Canning Radio. Thanks for that 3 months in a row, Shayla. Great to have you here and hanging out. But yeah, it's like, you know, I can remember like when I was younger, and you know, I just watch any game, and you know, it's like I could start the game and they could do anything, and he could start the game and do anything, and it's like, you know, that's where I had the most fun. You know, you just do random builds. It's like, yeah, so what? You know, the meta was charged on Archon for a while. Do you have to go Stargate every game? Nah. I mean, especially at the lower levels, like there's so much freedom out there. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want, and like, yeah, like that's basically what I got. Want to be me? Oh god. Oh god, look what I've done. Make sure you guys follow me here on Twitch as well. Thank you guys for hanging out. So good to have you guys here. I'm gonna play one more game. We'll call it a night. We'll call it a night. We are creeping in on 13,000 followers on Twitch, guys. Please hit that follow button. That is insane. That is insane, man. But it's like, you know, it's like if you want to be the best, yeah, it's cool. You know, it's like, you know, Hearthstone won something recently, things like that. It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, it'd be great to be that level, but look, you know, create your own style. You know, let's say you're out there in the chat, and you have fun making, like, let's say disruptors aren't fun to you, Colossus aren't fun to you, you know, charge that Archon Storm isn't fun to you. You know, the only thing that's fun is Sky Toss. And it's like, do it all 3 matchups, man. I don't care if you're gonna lose games. You can go Tempest to death versus Terran, and it's going to carriers or something. You know what I mean? Like, you know, create your own style. Say, look, you know, I know this is popular right now. This is really good right now. But, you know, I have fun doing this. I think a lot of times when you play StarCraft, especially, you get caught up in this. You get caught up in this, like, you know, this is the meta. This is good right now. This is what I should be doing. And, you know, sometimes you forget, like, look, like, the game is to be played for fun. Somehow this game got canceled. But, like, the game's meant to be fun, right? Like, when I played back when, dude, my only PBT build was a Void Ray all-in. I made 1 Void Ray. I went across the map to Terran base and Wings of Liberty, and I said, if he's got a missile turret, I lose. If he doesn't, I win. That was legitimately where I started. That was my build. That's all I had. Versus Zerg on Zelnaga Caverns, my build. You wanna know what my build was back then, guys? Nobody did my build, and it was a bad build, but did it win occasionally? Was it fun? Yeah. I went 1-1-1 as Protoss, because 1-1 as Terran was really, really popular back then. I went 1-1-1 as Protoss. And, you know, I went Gateway, Robo, Void, Stargate, I went Immortals and Void Rays, and I went for some YOLO push, and it worked, you know, occasionally it worked. And it was like, that was fun to me. You know, sometimes you get so a lot of stuff caught up and being like, okay, this is good, I'm gonna do this, you know, or, you know, like let's say you're low level and you see nobody using Colossus. It's like, well, I can't touch Colossus, they're really bad now. That's not true. I even still touch Colossus, and I'm not very good. It's like, you know, if you want to do a build, that's the great thing on StarCraft, right? This game opens up, I could have gone 3 Nexus before Expand if I wanted to, right? Yeah, you don't have to form, you know, you can create your own meta if you want. Like, you know, I guess my biggest takeaway from all this is like, look, I know the meta's out there, and I know there are things that are probably good to do. But like, you know, if you have fun doing a 1 base all in, 2 base all in, you know, you want to go with Warpawn versus Terran, see if it works. You know, try not to take it so seriously. You know, I know ladder's important, and you're like, well, you know, maybe I would screw around. You know, sometimes you get this where it's like, well, you know, I'm Plat 1, and I would screw around, but I'm close to promotion. I really don't want to change up my style. And then what you end up doing is you trap yourself, right? Where you're always in this point where it's like, well, I'm at the highest level I've ever been. I don't really want to explore with other builds because I'm not that good. And so it's like, you know, let's say you're Plat 1 and you have 1 build for each matchup, and you're like, nah, I can't learn new builds because I'm already too high. I'll never learn other builds. And basically what happens is you do those 3 builds your entire StarCraft career, and you get so caught up, you get so trapped in those builds, and you say, look, these are the builds I know. These are the builds I've been doing since Silver 1, right? And it's like, well, you're gold, you know, you're Plat, you're not Silver 1 anymore, dude. And it's like, well, yeah, I know I'm not, but you know, it is what it is. These are the builds I know. I haven't tried any other builds. These are the only builds I know. So, yeah, try not to get caught up in it.